So guys, what's going on? Instant match reaction is finished. Everton 1, Manchester United 0. I honestly cannot believe what I have witnessed today against Everton. Losing 1-0. Everton, 17th place Everton, fighting for relegation. Just lost 3-2 to Burnley the other day. And, we're going to their place and getting beat. And it wasn't even a close game. If anyone watched that game, they fully deserved to win. They bossed that game for 90 minutes. And I'll tell you what, Everton, they look like the side that were fighting for that top 4 place. We look like the side in danger. We look like the side in a relegation battle today. Because, oh my God, that was probably one of the worst performances I've seen from Manchester United this season. Because, we offered absolutely nothing. Other than a couple of shots in the first 20 minutes or so, we were horrible. It was such a horrible watch. And what angers me most, and what I'm so livid about, is you can tell on that pitch, none of those players care. None of those players care about playing for Manchester United. And I don't know why that is. Maybe because they probably know there's a new manager coming in and a lot of these players are going to get shipped next season because Ten Hag or Pochettino, whatever one, is probably going to send a lot of these players out of this club because they do not deserve to be here. And judging on that performance, I can only agree with that because maybe they think it's done for them at Manchester United. But what they're forgetting is Pochettino or Ten Hag are probably watching this game, to decide, what players want to play for this shirt next season, what players want to be involved in my squad, and none of them today offered anything, and that's what angers me the most. And it's not about a top 4 race anymore for me because that's done. That was done last week. That was done 2 weeks ago. But for me, it was just about showing pride, showing you want to play for Manchester United next season going forward. And none of those players offered that today. And that's what angers me the most. Because on that pitch today, you could show nobody cares. Because, we were not retrieving any balls. We were last to every ball. We had no ideas. And it just shows right now there's a lack of confidence. There's a lack of direction. And I feel sorry for Ralph because that's not on him today. That's on the players. And I think a lot of you guys would agree with me on that. But wow, like I said last season, just end the season already because these players have felt like they need to go on holiday. These players probably feel like they're in Ibiza or something right now. That's what it felt for me today watching how the players performed. Because we're not playing against a Liverpool side. We're not playing against a City side or a Chelsea side. We're playing against Everton. Everton, who just lost 3-2 to Burnley. They have a defence who, should be in League 1 or League 2. And they're bossing it. We can't break them down. They're bossing the midfield. Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin look better than our attack today. And that should not be happening. And it just angers me. It just shows how it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse every game. I didn't think it'd get this worse to the fact that we're losing to Everton. But it's happened so much this season that I'm not surprised. Just take the Watford result. Then we lost 4-1 to them. Like, anything's possible with this squad. And I thought today this was going to be 2 or 3-0. That's what I said in the preview. What an idiot I am. Holy shit, what an idiot I am for thinking this team could turn up in a game like this. When, realistically we're still in a top 4 battle, but we're nowhere near it, are we? Let's be honest here. But there's still a chance, but obviously these players don't want that chance to happen, do they? So, oh my... It is honestly so hard to watch, and it makes me so angry and so livid just seeing those players walk about, get dominated by Everton. Well, yeah, guys, let's get into a lineup. So a lineup in the game, David De Gea in net. Trust me, when I get into the player ratings, I'm going to dish out these player ratings today like you've not seen. Because some of these players today, I'll give you a hint now. Wan-Bissaka and Rashford today, oh my God, they're going to get slaughtered. They really are in the player ratings because they were really bad. I cannot tell you how bad they were. So it was De Gea in there. Left-hand side, it was Alex Telles. Right-hand side, Wan-Bissaka. And then Maguire and Victor Lindelof. Of course, Varane was injured. And I'm really thankful he was because I didn't want to see him a part of this squad, this shit show today that we saw. So Varane was injured. So them two in centre-back. There was Matic and Fred. No Pogba. Pogba was dropped again. I don't know why Pogba was dropped because he's one of our best players. It doesn't matter if he's leaving at the end of the season or, being shipped out next season. Play your best players. Like, what's he doing on the bench? What's Alanga doing on the bench when Rashford's starting? You know what I mean? I put Rashford on my squad because I thought Ranier could do that, and that's exactly what he done today. But I wanted him to do the opposite. I wanted him to start Alanga. And it was, of course, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Cristiano Ronaldo up front. The team which I expect on paper looked quite good, quite solid to be fair. I was happy that Matic came back in, because I think he does offer something in that centre-mid position, which a lot of other, like McTominay and Fred, don't offer. And we started the game really well. Rashford on the front foot. Rashford went close 2 or 3 times in the first 20 minutes. He looked on top, but all of a sudden, Wan-Bissaka loses his man, a ball's played through, and they get an opener for Anthony Gordon. And of course, it's come off Harry Maguire. Like, how unlucky can one man get with how shit his season has been? It just keeps him getting worse from Maguire as well. And it comes off him into the back of the net, 1-0 Everton. And I'll tell you what, from there, I do not remember a good opportunity we had for the rest of the game. It was all Everton. Dominated us in possession, dominated their midfield, dominated the chances. And yes, they defended well. I'll give credit to them. They're in a relegation battle. And I said in the preview, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be far from that because they're going to come out fighting. And that's exactly what they did. And I don't know if these Manchester United players expected to go out there and it to be a stroll today and win 3 or 4-0 like I did. But the players shouldn't be expecting that, should they? Should be expecting to put in 100% every game and fight for the shirt. But that's what they didn't do that today. Didn't even show a sight of doing that today, or a slight bit of doing that today. So, and then again, they hold out. We bring on Alanga, Mata, who I'll tell you what, had no chance of making a difference into this game because of how poor we were. And they see out the 1-0 victory. And I'll tell you what, that's massive for them and credit to them. But for us, it just puts another sword in the dagger. It really does. That's how bad it is at the moment with Manchester United. And I really can't be, as I said, I want the season to be ended already. I wanted the season to be ended last week because it's just getting worse and worse. And watching these performances, it just makes you more angry at the performance. It makes you more livid as a fan because they're not trying anymore. However bad this team has been this season, that's the least they can do. And I fear for a lot of these players as well. I do, because yes, as I said, a lot of them are probably going to be shipped out next season. They know that already, so they're probably thinking, my time's done here. Why should I try? Because I'm not going to be selected next season. But come on, you got to be better than you were today, because it was a one-sided game, and that's what hurts me the most here today. Because all I want to see is these players fight for the shirt. And, this is Manchester United. This is not a comedy side. This is not an average middle-table Premier League side. We're one of the biggest in the world, and you'll perform like that. Like, come on, do me a favour. But let's get on to the player rating. So, David De Gea today, going to give a 5. Couldn't do nothing about the goal. Average performance from him. I thought he made 1 or 2 good saves. But other than that, he wasn't tested too much other than the goal. But it wasn't his fault. Left-hand side, Alex Telles. Absolutely got bossed today, Alex Telles. I don't know who his man was. But if it was Gordon or Richarlison, one of those players, every time they were just easing past Alex Telles. He was awful today. His crossing, his set pieces, disastrous. Couldn't get him off the floor today. So for me, Telles gets a 3. Maguire, going to give Maguire a 3 as well. Again, just so bad. Watching him lead this Manchester United team, it just hurts. It hurts so much seeing a captain like this for Manchester United be as bad as he is every single week. At points he couldn't put a pass together. Of course, the goal came off him. He was sloppy in possession, so he's going to get a 2 today. Lindelof, I'm going to give a 3. Didn't think he was too bad today. Didn't notice him too much either, and that's probably an issue to his 3 today, so I'm going to give him a 3. Wan-Bissaka today, I'm going to give a 2. Absolutely awful. Got bodied every single time by Richarlison. Every single time, whether it was Richarlison or Anthony Gordon. Every time. Awful. Going forward. Oh, really poor. Set pieces or his crossing today, non-existent. Defending, non-existent. His worst performance in Manchester United shirt, in my opinion, was today. Really bad. And we move on to Matic. Going to give him a 4. Thought he was alright today, but again, we just were not moving the ball quick enough to create any chances or get the momentum going in our favour. So yeah, I'm going to give Matic a 4. Fred came off early, not really going to give him a rating. Bruno Fernandes today, I'm going to give him a 3. Could give him a 4, but again, I thought he was awful today. Misplacing passes, didn't really get into the game at all. And this is a game where you need Bruno Fernandes to get into. If you're struggling as bad as we were today, you needed someone to pick up that ball and just create that one chance, lift that one ball over the top to create that chance. And he didn't even look like getting the ball into the air today for me. So Bruno Fernandes gets a 3. Could give him a 4. But then Jadon Sancho, I'm going to give him a 4. I thought, it was a bit of a bright spark at times, but again, where we didn't really get going today, get forward, we weren't creating any chances. Jadon Sancho, I think, struggled a lot today with that, so I'm going to give him a 4. Didn't think he was too bad, but again, lost possession at times where he could just make that simple pass, and that's what a lot of these players did today. They just weren't doing anything simple. They were trying to do things the hard way, shall I say. So yeah, he's going to get a 4. Rashford, I'm going to give a 3. Again, really bad. I'd say the first 20 minutes, could have scored 2 goals, to be fair. I thought his header went close. He had a shot outside the area. But other than that, again, going forward, his touch was shambolic. He couldn't get going forward. Wasn't taking on any of the players. And again, yeah, yes, our forward players didn't get too much service today. I give them credit for that because they didn't, but I mean, I give them the benefit of the doubt for that because they didn't get any service today, really. But especially Ronaldo as well. I'm going to give a rating of a 4. But again, no one create any chances for Ronaldo today. We weren't getting the ball into him. And again, as I said, you just got to give Ronaldo 1 or 2 chances and he scores goals. And we didn't do that today. So that's the most frustrating thing as well. But I got to say, watching that, I've just given up with a lot of these players, and they've given up on themselves as well. But one thing is, if you play for Manchester United, you don't give up. You don't just, think this is a holiday for you now because, it's, you're out of top 4. A lot of you think you're going to get shipped next season. Just play for the shirt and maybe next season you might be here. But on the base of today's performance, absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I can't say more than that. I'm livid. I'm very angry with today's performance. But let me know what you guys think, guys. We move on, don't we? And I gotta say, if these players perform like that against Liverpool, I will be even more angry than I am now with that performance against Everton, because that's one of our biggest games of the season against Liverpool. And the fact we're not in top 4 anymore, as I said, that's the least they can do is get a performance against Liverpool. But as I say, I don't know what the manager's going to come out and say today, what excuses are going to be today, because it's not on him, it is on the players today. But let me know what you guys think down below. Smash a like, guys, subscribe if you're new. And I know these videos are not going to be as entertaining anymore because how shit we are at the moment, but the least I can do is come on here, give my opinions, and then of course you guys can give your opinions as well on this. That's what I'm interested about. Are you as angry and livid as I am? That's what I want to know, guys. So smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.